Hey YouTube, I'm gonna make a video here about all this sun versus niburu stuff because I don't think niburu's out there. I mean, from what I've heard, it sounds pretty ridiculous to me. I mean, something 4 times the size of Jupiter, full of reptilian Anunnaki that are here to enslave us to mine gold. Come on, man. Let's stick to the science and the Bible and prove that it is the sun, which I'm 99.9% sure it is, and we're going to prove that right here, right now. And if something isn't coming, which I've seen good evidence for that as well, if something isn't coming, it'll be another of these giant asteroids, which is wormwood, which is what happened over Russia it was. Anyway, this folder I just opened is just some pictures I got about the subject, but you know what, let's start with the paper, the hard actual paper data. Alright, we'll get back to these pictures. Here we go. I don't want to make this too long because YouTube only usually gives me 15 minutes, so they'll probably find a copyright violation or something. Anyway, this is a solar flare. This here is the aurora borealis, or the northern lights rather, and they're red, and they're usually that color. That's usually a sign of very strong induction. Here's some near-Earth objects. This is kind of old. Alright, now let's stick with the facts, because there's something, there is a big problem. Something's going on with the planet. And the main point of this video is to get people to wake up and recognize that there's a very serious problem. And there's nothing we can do about it, except, you know what, turn to Jesus. Because I'm not going to turn this into a Bible presentation, but whether it is a giant planet, the sun, you know, a nuclear war, whatever, all you can do is turn to Him. He's the only one who can save you. Simple as that. So anyway, something is going on, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. A lot of people think we're in the end times. I'm one of the ones who are going to agree with them, simply based on all this research I've just recently done. So let's find out what we know about what's going on with the planet. Giant breach in the Earth's magnetic field. This is from Home Science News, Science at NASA, headline news in 2008. There's the link. Give you a second to pause the video and write it down if you want to verify it. It's basically, this is NASA data. NASA lies. I got proof in that folder of them lying. So I don't really trust too much of their data, but you know what? They're the only ones with the SOHO telescope, so you got to trust some of it. Here is a computer model of solar wind entering Earth's magnetic field. It's just how dense the solar wind is. That's nothing special. Now here's where they're saying the magnetopause reversal or something. Alright. What I've highlighted is basically the two fields, the two magnetic fields, Earth magnetic defenses, blah blah blah, space physics. Alright, yeah, they're trying to get you to think that when a northern magnetic field came along, our shields went down instead of up. So a northern wind usually reinforces our shield, and now they're saying they went down. So that could be due to the polar shift, maybe not Nibiru. That's just what I think. Alright, I'm starting to ramble. Alright, nothing else. Alright, here's some more facts since they are printed out. I mean, well, that doesn't make them facts. I shouldn't say that, but I've seen various kills, photos. This, where are we at? Where'd I get this? Yeah, whatever. Many people are relating this to the signs of the end times. Is this a sign of Hosea, when I will consume all things of the land and sea? I just added that. That's what I think. I mean, that's in the Bible. I mean, you can verify that for yourself. But I don't want to turn too many people off and say, oh, he's just a crazy Christian. I mean, I was an atheist. I believed in all this science stuff. Now I'm using it for the cause, not against. Alright, let's get on with it. Alright, look at all these kills. This too can be explained by the sun simply because a lot of these animals, like the dolphin stranding and that big megapod of dolphins that were off the coast of San Diego that were lost. You know what, I'll get to that because I got a picture of them. But you know what, all these mass fish kills, the sun is in a solar max right now, and it could be emitting such extreme amounts of radiation that if you ever had a goldfish, you know how sensitive they are. The slightest variation in temperature can kill them. They can be frozen easily. They can be microwaved easily. I mean, come on. How many methane ruptures and bird flu kills are there? Come on now. But anyway, here's the top of the page. I'm not going to go through all of them, or this will be like an hour-long presentation. Feel free to stop it if you want to read them. I mean, if you want the links. Or do it your dang self and Google some of this stuff. And I'll even show you some of the good people to watch on my channel, because they make better videos. I don't care about impressing you. I'm bringing you the data. I'm not going to put some fancy music in. Alright, I'll let you read. But, you know what? We got this here is 8 pages. 5 of 8. This is the ones in 2011, by the way. If you didn't notice already from the dates. Sorry, like I said, there's plenty of other good data out there. I mean, this is just printed out version of it. If you want to see it, it's out there. If not, I'll send it to you. So that's why I'm not going too in depth with this, because we've got more important things to get on to. Now check it out. Worldwide mass deaths for 2012, page 1 of 20. The very top here, it says something about the honeybee. I saw an article where 95% of the honeybee is extinct, and that is bad. Because here, it says right down here, first of all, they pollinate all our crops. We're going to lose, there's already a drought that's causing, look at the inflation of food. I mean, you got to notice that. So you know what, we're going to get to the 20 pages of this. I'll show you how long it is, because we got a little bit more. Okay, more like 19. Sorry, the camera's pretty close. So. There's some dead whales. I mean, I hope this video doesn't suck too bad. I'm just trying to get the information out there, because I see a lot of people spending a lot of time on Niburu, and I'm going to show you what that's all really about. It's all that 2012 hype. I mean, there's more, in my opinion, there's more important stuff to be investigating. Alright, you get the idea, man. Look, we're only on page 8. And they're all like this, so. Yellowstone volcano rising. Okay, here's how I'm going to prove the NASA guys wrong. A quick preview. They're saying volcanoes are not. Volcanic activity is not increasing. Okay, we'll see about that. Pestilence, an article about pestilence. Here we have the drought. I wish I would have printed out the one where it says the UN. You know it's bad when the UN warns about it, that there's a looming food crisis. Alright, if you want the link, this is 5 pages. This is from U.S. News, NBC News, and it's worst U.S. drought in decades. That looks to me like they're trying to get some global warming propaganda in. Alright, now let's get to the videos. You know what, first, let's get to Niburu. If you type Niburu into Google, the first thing you get is Wikipedia. You're going to come across this lady called Nancy Leader. And it was supposed to be in 2003, people, so come on. I fell for this too at first, so you know what, that's another reason why I'm trying to get some of this disinformation out there. Anyway, here we go. The idea was first put forward in 1995 by Nancy Leader, founder of the website Zeta Talk. If you've never been, I've never been to that site, because as soon as I saw that it's about alien communication through alien telepathy, I'm like, you know what, let's move along. I wish I would have done this in-depth research before I saw all the astrophysics and went, woo, astrophysics. Giant brown dwarfs ripping our gravity field apart. Alright, where were we? Okay, she said, extraterrestrials from the Zeta Reticuli star system. Through an implant in her brain, she states that she was chosen to warn mankind that an object would sweep through the inner solar system in May 2003. Blah, blah, blah. The date was later abandoned. I wonder why, causing the Earth to undergo a pole shift. That could still happen. I mean, this solar flare stuff can cause that. Event. This is, although the name Niburu is derived from the works of the late ancient astronaut. This guy makes me mad, Zechariah Stitch, and so does Ancient Astronaut. I've seen that show on the History Channel. I proved the History Channel is the new Illuminati show on my channel. So don't take any of Zechariah Stitch. And he didn't even translate it, man. He made it fit to what he wanted to. That's what he did. So that's what you get for Niburu. So now let's take a look at some photographic pictures I've taken. And another big supporter of it, I think, is this guy here, Mr. Alex Jones. What do we got there? Oh, a Baphomet star, maybe? Yeah, I found out. People watch too much of this guy. I mean, he's talking about Russian reptilians with HARP beam guns, and you know what? The dude has a multi-million-dollar ranch in Texas. You really think if he wasn't on the government's team that they wouldn't have stripped him of everything? You think he wouldn't be living in a little cardboard box? You know, not having a multi-mil mansion? Anyway, let's move along. My battery's getting low. Another guy is David Icke. He's big into it and the reptilian junk. I mean, reptilians are demons. Think about it. Satan tempted Eve. What was he? He was a snake. That's why you see all these twin cobra things. But we don't want to get too into religion and scare people off. Here we go. Animals are dolphins use something called an echolocator, I believe it was. It's basically sonar. So that can be disrupted by the sun. Like I was saying, the solar EMPs. I really hope my battery don't die. I'll tell you what, we're going to try and pause this for one quick second and I'll plug it in. Alright, sorry about that. I gotta do a quick adjustment. Alright. Better a quick pause than having to redo another whole 20. I already lost 20 minutes because of the memory was insufficient. So now before I start rambling, let me readjust some stuff. Alright, this is, I don't know what this is. This looks like, this could be a result of HAARP, them collapsing the atmosphere, trying to deflect all the solar radiation. That's what I think HAARP's really about. But I'll do a further presentation on that if people want. Look at all these clouds. Here's the Illuminati. I don't know why this is in this presentation. But this card game is called the Illuminati card game by Stephen Jackson. It was released in 1995. It predicted the terrorist attacks in 9/11. It showed the Pentagon nuke. I mean, it's a pretty creepy game. This here's the card they think for the BP oil spill. But I'm going to get distracted. Here's something for brown dwarfs. It says, so far, Wise Dad has revealed 100 new brown dwarfs. And I don't know where this is from. Here's a presentation for niburu debunking NASA's solar bullshit. Sorry, that's what he said. Sun and NASA bull stuff exposed. Alright, you know what? I'm not trying to fight any of these niburu people either. I just want to... I'd rather work with you guys and find the real truth. I mean, I think I got a little bit better evidence than you guys, so I'd hope you check this out before... I mean, I do think there's something out there. You'll see my channel. I put a couple videos up about 2 sun-looking things I've seen in the sky, but here we go. I'm getting distracted. Alright, I remember this guy, the United Knowledge, made a presentation which is really good, so if you see this is an attack on you, my friend. I just think you might have overlooked a couple things. Here he's saying, let's start back in 2010, the 8.0 Chile earthquake on February 27th. This is a really nice presentation, by the way. He does a lot better job at videos. He's saying how the magnetic field was impacted. Well, the reason that is because there was a solar flare, a monstrous one, 2 days before that quake. And we know solar flares affect weather patterns, brother. I'm afraid you have to accept that fact. It's been proven. I mean, I'm going to show you the solar flare. I made a video about it. Now, let's see why he said it's... Notice the magnetic field is being compressed, repelled, and the field... I don't know what he's talking about because I only got a picture. I can't really read it. I don't know. He's saying something's compressing the magnetic field from the other side. Like I said, I don't know. We're going to find the truth one way or the other, though. Now he's saying he predicted... that NASA's going to blame the sun before the solar eruption. I don't know if you can do that. I'd like to see you... I mean, if I saw some sunspots, you know, it's kind of easy to say, yeah, if it's a complex delta sunspot group, then yeah, they're probably going to erupt. But there's a lot of variables to consider. It's got to hit Earth. It's got to be a significant class, X to M. I mean, even C classes can probably give us a little power outage. Here's some people debunking him. I don't know why I picked it. David Morrison, I think that's the NASA guy. This is a confused video by someone who doesn't understand how science is done. Actually, I'm going to defend your presentation here because I took some pictures of this guy about how NASA's lying. USGS data shows no geomagnetic storms and earthquakes. Blah. Yeah, okay. That's why I picked it. Here we go. Here. Alright. Planet X nuts keep saying that anyone who does the research will see the proof. I see proof of a solar event. I see random bits and junk of this niburu stuff. I'm sorry. I mean, like I said, that Nancy Lederman was contacting aliens, and then, I mean, then this 2012 phenomenon came around. You see the market for chaos. I mean, alright, I'm going to get distracted. I'll get into my theory at the end. Here we have the History Channel displaying chemtrails. My theory on chemtrails is that they are to deflect the solar radiation simply because of what they're composed of, aluminum and strontium. And barium is said it's used in the ER for radiation absorption, and aluminum's a high reflective metal. So you're telling me they somehow formed this cloud made of a highly reflective metal that absorbs radiation, and you're saying it's to communicate with the reptilians' HARP arrays? Come on, man. I've done a lot of research on HARP too, and I'm getting kind of tired of that stuff. It exists, but it's not what you think. We're going to get into that some other day. Here we got a niburu picture. I don't know where this is or where it's from, but... Hey! Don't do that. Here's a picture I took of them chemtrailing. And you notice they're going in front of the sun all the time. Every time there's a solar flare, that's when they usually chemtrail the heaviest. If Nibiru's out there, how come we can see there's plenty of clear blue days? Not plenty, but sometimes there are. Since we're in a solar maximum, there's not many, but you'd be able to see it. I mean, it's allegedly 4 times the size of Jupiter, people. Come on, that's like putting a bowling ball on top of a marble. Are you telling me? Come on. And they're saying it's full of reptilian Anunnaki that are gonna... It's all fallen angel, Book of Enoch propaganda. I mean, that's all it is. They're trying to get you to believe in doomsday and that these good aliens are gonna come rescue us from the Pleiadians or the reptilian... Whatever the bad aliens are, you know, that's all it is. Don't fall for it. I'm pretty smart myself. I'm gonna try and help us find the truth. You know what? Maybe this is Niburu. I'm pretty sure it's the moon, though. I don't know why they were chemtrailing in front of the moon. So you see, I do investigate both sides. I'm not biased. I just see more evidence for the sun. Here's some pretty thick chemtrails forming over my house down by Florida. Here we got a really nice I shouldn't say nice, a really gross chemtrail pattern. This looks like the dog park in Florida. Yep. Here's another view of it. You know, it's too bad you can't see the color. I don't know why my camera sucks. I spent a couple $100 to get a good one, and it gives me these poor quality videos. This sky's really red, and up here you can see light rays. I mean, I think that might be because of all the thick particles in the sky. Alright, now we're on to the extreme weather. This is my main goal. I want you people to see that something very bad is going on. And I mean, I want you to take into consideration there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing I can. Nothing the government can. I don't care what Alex Jones says or David Icke or the aliens or anybody. There's no HARP weapons that can deflect a killer asteroid. I mean, no, I'm sorry. The best you can do is get knowledge and informed of it. So let's see what we got. Here's some extreme tornado weather. And like I said, Jesus will save you. Get right with him. And that's about all you can do, people. But I don't want to ramble on and scare people off. So here we go. Evidence of the fault lines ripping up. Flood risk. Let me get my note sheet. Minnesota nears 50 degrees below zero. Yeah, that just happens all the time. Australia's 130 degrees Fahrenheit. You know what? Australia, this half was completely flooded this February, and that half was burned apart by wildfires. Here we go. We got a good one. A little zoomed in. Too much. California sea level rise projection. 3 to 5 feet by 2100. That doesn't sound like a lot. But if Florida got 3 to 5 feet, it'd turn Miami County into like a collection of islands. Florida's, the highest place is like 100 feet above sea level. And 2100 my butt. I mean, you should see all the presentations about the Arctic ice melting. And I mean, that also proves it's the sun. I mean, look, the sun is a giant ball of nuclear fire that can fuel New York. One little burst can fire New York City for like a year. So it's a giant nuclear fireball. It's melting the polar ice caps. All that ice cold water is going into the warm Atlantic. It's causing all these severe storms. I mean, come on, man. It's not HAARP arrays. It's none of that. HAARP exists. HAARP is probably more so to monitor it. It's to monitor the magnetosphere, not to. I'm sure they do meddle with it, but you know what? You can't create a hurricane. I'm sorry. Here's some more flooding. Look at all this flooding. Here, look. Here's proof of the Arctic caps melting. It was a 10 milliliter rise in the ocean levels. That's why you're getting all these floods. That's why you're getting Hurricane Sandy. That's why you're getting Typhoon Bofa. That's why you're getting Winter Storm Nemo. Come on, man. I'm here to add it up for us. I'm not making fun of anybody. All the information's out here. We're going to figure it out together. So you know what? Look at this here. This is a temperature change in 24 hours. When is this? February 1st. We got temperature changes of 30. This might have been Winter Storm Nemo. I don't know. But look, 25, 20, 30 degree temperature changes in 24 hours. That's very extreme if you ask me. Here we got, first off, this guy here. Check out his channel, Adrenaline Junkie Jason Hendricks. He makes really great videos on this stuff. Here's some more flooding. Not quite sure where it is. This one says tornadoes hit Queensland as winter rains deluge Australia. And notice the buzzwords. Look, once in a century flooding gives Queensland an unexpected sequel. So if it's once in a century, why did it happen 2 years in a row? And you'll see things like historic storm, a winter anomaly, once in a lifetime, once in a generation. You know, look at the buzzwords. Look at this flood here. Here's some of the Australia flood. Look at this, man. It's so sad. I mean, and what's even more sad is when you tell people, you know what, they're like, you know what, who cares? My team just drafted Mike Wallace. We're going to the Super Bowl. You know what? Great, great. I'm going to spend my time worrying about this. I don't care about being popular anymore. It's as simple as that. I mean, alright, I'm not going to ramble on. But now here's some of that proof where half the continent was flooded. Here's some of the pictures of the fire. Here's some freak huge hailstones rained down in India. I don't want... Dang, we're already getting into a half hour here, so... Mozambique, I think that's Africa, yep. Africa's flooding. Australia's flooding. Look at this. Look, here's Africa flooding in January 2013. This might have been the one in Australia flooded in 2011 and 2012. Italy, Venice is flooding. I mean, you people got to check it out for yourself to just see the sheer magnitude of how devastating this is. It's not a joke anymore. I mean, the elite are playing it down as, well, let's keep going. This might be a volcano. Here you go, look, monster blizzard. It's a tsunami. Power out for thousands. No. Blizzard of 2013. Look at that, 40 inches of snow. That's what, 3 feet is 36 inches, 3 feet 4 inches. 83 miles per hour winds. Here we go, look at this. 50,000 evacuated as record. Rains rip through the southwestern Japanese island of Kyushu. July 2012. Tornadoes and violent storms rip through Midwest. People, remember the storms in 2011? I think it was March, maybe. Like 250 tornadoes just devastated Alabama, man. I've never seen nothing like that. Unimaginable chaos, biblical flooding, months of rainfalls in a few hours in Russia. Russia flooding. When was that? Russia flooded in July, it looks like. Biblical flooding in India in July. Come on, people, let's wake up here. But yeah, it happens all the time, right? I'm sure all these countries just periodically flood at the same time. I'm sure God has nothing to do with it. Telling you what, I'm not going to preach, I promise. Here we go, some tornadoes. You know what, this might have been it. 200 some tornadoes. In one day we had 200. What do we got? In 2000, yeah, 2011. Keyword here, historic. Record, snowfall record, heat records, temp records. This here says Hurricane Irene, hurricane in August of 2011. Hurricane size of Europe, currently category 3 to hit the eastern United States. Yeah, hurricanes the size of a country. I'm sure that's a very frequent occasion. Here we got Russia, Siberia at -96. Ice boulders. Sinkholes. There's another monster hurricane. Now we're into the plate tectonics being ripped apart. This must be the twin fault line rip in July of 2012. Remember, we had two really high. And remember, they keep downplaying, the USGS is downplaying all these quakes. These were probably 9.0s, if you ask me. And remember, the Richter scale is logarithmic, so a 9.2 is 10 times stronger than a 9.1. 10 times, man, so it's... Alright, I'm getting rambling again. So that ripped the tectonic plates. Sorry, the quality is bad. Even when you get a camera and a computer, even that generates an electromagnetic field, so that's why it's kind of blurry. What do we got? Oh, this, here we go. Yeah, this is it. It says an 8.2 and an 8.7. That ripped apart this plate. Crustal upheaval near Santa Cruz Island signals planet undergoing massive change. Who cares, man? Mike Wallace is going to win the Super Bowl. Extraordinary. New island rises off the Germany coast. Okay, this is when tectonic plates converge on each other, you know, and we get landmass rising up. It's like when you jam a puzzle piece together, it doesn't fit. And we'll get land that rises up above the ocean level, and there's how a new land forms. So it's the tectonic plates are getting devastated. The Earth can't sustain much more of this. I mean, we're due for another monster quake any time now. And I'd give it a few more years. Now look here. Researcher says the Hawaiian Islands are slowly dissolving. Now that's the complete opposite. When plates rip apart each other, say there's an island right there, and the plates are slowly drifting apart, the island will sink under the water. Or, you know, it could be from not global warming, I don't believe in that. I think that's another hearsay. But when the sun's melted all the glaciers, you know, the sea level could rise if the island's not very high above the ocean as it is. But here's more evidence, the Great Collapse, Earth's crust is weakening, slipping, and collapsing across the planet. I made a video about 2012. I mean, I saw 9/11, how they put clues in The Simpsons and the Mario Brothers movie and all sorts of, the Lone Gunman and all sorts of stuff. And then 9/11 happens just like that. I think 2012, I'm not going to say it's going to happen like that, but I think some of them events could come to pass, especially the Yellowstone. I think that earthquake could happen, and it's gonna happen. It says so in the Bible. I mean, we're just missing the killer asteroid. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Here we go. Here's the crust is collapsing. I mean, we got all sorts of proof. What are we on now? Solar flares. All right. Now we got evidence for the sun. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can get these into perspective. Here's something really cool. Looks like the sign of the Son of Man to me. Might be a little sign. I don't know what this crap is. I mean, people who believe in the Big Bang and evolution are calling Earth a spaceship, and I'm going to do a presentation on the particle physics and on the Big Bang and how I don't think it happened the way they say it did. Now we got some niburu stuff. Here's the Jupiter storm. A new great red spot. Fun. I couldn't really find much on this. Now they're talking about how Jupiter lost a stripe. Anyway, this is from Hummingbird 27's channel about a KBO. I think that stands for the Kuiper Belt object. She's really into the niburu stuff, so I hope this helps you. I mean, I'm not attacking anybody, don't get me wrong. I don't know what this is from, though. Can't. But, anyway, here's some mass animal deaths. It says 14 elephants were killed. And you know what? I just got a computer virus and lost a bunch of data. I had a ton of animal deaths that I had pictures of. I lost a lot of niburu evidence as well as my animal kills. But you know what? I showed you the hard data with the pictures, or the, what do you call it? Let me zoom in so you can see. And like I said, the sun can be explained for all this more so than niburu, simply because all these sea ocean creatures are so delicate. Like I said, the slightest raise in ocean temperature can mess up all sorts of ecosystems. Look here, state of the ocean, shocking. Report warns of mass extinction from current rate of marine distress. Sorry, my tripod's swiveling. Monster quake, another quake in Chile. I mean, that side of the Ring of Fire, we're going to get to that side of the Ring of Fire, is just being devastated. I also want to warn about a quake in California. I think it's time for that side of the plate to start ripping apart. That side looks like the tension's been relieved, and it's probably going to transfer to Alaska or California. Possibly this year. And the date today is, before I forget, I got to start cataloging things, the 13th of March. Anyway, look at this. The Chile earthquake shifted the planet off its axis. You know what? You know how bad that is? When a 9.0 quake shifts so much landmass that it alters the Earth's orbit. And then I saw the presentation, this Michio Kaku guy saying it only altered the length of the day by like a few microseconds. Let's stop and think a second. So much landmass is moved on the planet that the rotation it must have been sped up, that it must have shifted and imbalanced there so it rotates faster. And you're telling me it's only measurable by 1 microsecond? I don't think so. I don't buy that. I'm sorry. I wouldn't say hours. I'd say, you know, possibly a minute or two maybe. You know, nothing huge, but still, you know, it's not microseconds. It's a lot more severe than they're downplaying it to be. The Earth is reeling from 9 major earthquakes striking in 5 days. This is from February 2nd. Excuse me. We don't got a magnitude counter on this picture. Sorry. And sorry this quality is so bad. It's really hard to get good videos from computer data because, like I said, the electromagnetic field generated interferes. Here's a picture I took of Niburu that I call the Moonaroo. It's just the day moon visible in the sun surrounded by chemtrail clouds. I mean, here's another one. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to fake some of these 2 sun videos, and some of them aren't. I mean, there is some good evidence out there. I'm not dismissing it. I think there is something incoming, but what is incoming, it's called wormwood. It says so in the Bible. It's not a planet called Niburu, full of reptilians with their Harper guns. I'm telling you, man. We got to start putting things together biblically, scientifically, and logically. That's what we got to do. No more of this Alex Jones junk. I don't know what this has to do with the new study links extreme weather to climate change. They're the same thing. Here we go. Here's this NASA chump. David Morrison. I don't know where this is from. The Truth About Niburu. You refer to other scientists. Are you joking? Can you name the other scientists and tell you where they are? Blah, blah, blah. In peer-reviewed journals. Alright, I don't know what he's talking about. Alright, here. I don't know how you can say there have been earthquakes and volcano eruptions recently. When did he post this? 7 months. Well, I don't know when I took this picture, so 7 months ago from sometime in 2012, it says. Alright, now look what he says. I don't know how you... And look, he deleted his account. I just saw him posting on somebody else's stuff. His picture's gone. So, alright, no earthquakes. Alright, we'll see about that. I got something for you, Mr. Morrison. Let's see what else he says. Chemtrails are nonsense. One of the silliest fantasies of confused minds. I bet you also... We already got through the chemtrail section, so you know what? Oh, wait. I bet you don't believe that NASA astronauts went to the moon. I'm starting not to think so, and that's another time. Or that terrorists brought down the Twin Towers. No, I don't believe that. I know who did that. You're not going to lie to me about physics. It was bombs. It wasn't jet fuel, you lying bastard. I suppose you deny evolution. Yes, I do. Yes, I deny global warming. Look at this. You fear the Illuminati. NASA's not Illuminati, huh? Come on, man. Alright, Mr. Morrison, I got a little something for you. Now here's NASA saying, NASA Science at Science News, that solar variability and the terrestrial climate are linked. And here is something that NASA says sun drives the climate. Piece of junk, come on, focus. Alright, what do we got here? Earth and some alleged comets, okay. Alright, there's another niburu picture. We're going to get to the volcanoes. There should be a... Alright, this was supposedly a niburu alignment. You know what niburu alignments are? They were that common element of 2011. That thing broke up, and these things are still happening. So as you can see, the solar maximum is peaking out. It's the sun. It's not niburu. It's not Elenin. It's wormwood. Here is another wormwood picture. It's just a star or the moon. Here's a picture of wormwood. I hope you can read it. Name Niburu, including Planet X, wormwood, tuberculosis, Tyche, Marduk. See, I've researched it. I mean, 4 times the size of Jupiter, blah, blah, blah. But why all the secrecy? The Vatican... See, the Vatican regards it as wormwood. That's what it is. I'm telling you. Here's some propaganda for it. The same thing happened eons ago. I mean, that Ancient Aliens things promotes the Destroyer, which is in the Colburn Bible, which is Illuminati, which is Martial Masters, which is propaganda. I'm sorry. You can't buy into it. Alright, no volcanoes, huh? Here we go. Let's just see about that, Mr. David Morrison. Russian's Ploski-Tolbachik volcano erupts. From my main man, Adrenaline Junkie, thank you. Don't know where this is, but it looks like it's got super volcano awakening in Italy. Indonesia's Batu Tara volcano erupts. February 3rd, 2013, Indonesia's Paluwe volcano ejects a 43,000-foot ash cloud. Volcanic ash blocks out the sun in Bariloche, Argentina. Can't see the date. Sempe Flare Gray supervolcano raising anxiety. Is the Earth cooking up another supervolcano? February 11th, 2013. Extinction level supervolcano growing in the Pacific. No volcanoes, huh? We're up to what, 11 already? Paluwe volcano, Indonesia, remains critical. That's, alright, we gotta repeat. Recently, 63 dormant volcanoes all around the world have awakened in just the last 3 months and started erupting, July of 2012. I'm not the only one who noticed. Excuse me again. Here's one, don't know where or when it is. Peru's Sabancaya volcano emits smoke plume after being shaken by hundreds of tremors. Mount Etna continues to erupt in Italy. Movement. Alright, now we got some... Do I think the pole's shifting? Yes, I do. There's some pretty decent evidence of that. I mean, they had to repaint the airports in Tampa because of it. And you know what? That can be explained because of the sun, too. I couldn't get to the experiment with magnetism because I don't have the right kind of magnets. And this is too long. We're at 40 minutes already. You need bar magnets. Basically, when you heat a magnet, it scatters the electrons and it'll loosen the magnetic bond. I have these two little ones like this. You need a bar one with clear distinguishable poles. So if you heat up one end, it should be the south pole and the negative charge. It should be able to ionize the negative charge. So I don't know. I'm getting distracted. But here we go. Shifted by FAA Tampa International. But I don't know. That's the only evidence I could find of that. It could be because of a massive gravitational body. It could be, theoretically, it's possible. I don't believe it is. I believe it's the sun. Here's an earthquake chart showing the increase in quakes. It's kind of hard to read. It starts at 1973, and we're at less than 5,000. And we started seeing a little bit of a major uptick. It looks like 1991 maybe is when it jumped from less than 10,000 to over 10,000. And this is only in 2003. In 2003, we're already up to 25,000. Just imagine what we're at now. I think I got it up here. Here we go. This here is from the USGS. It's got the link on top. Worldwide deadly and destructive earthquakes between magnitude 6 and 8. There's the link, earthquakes, usgs.gov.regional world, blah, blah, blah. Let's see where we're at. This starts at about 1915. I didn't get the dang how many there are, but... Well, we'll just use our visual imaginations and see. And you're telling me there's no increase, huh? Now to put the whole graph in perspective. Look at the slope of that. Now, you know what? How tricky the devil is? He's got me to do Saint horns. I bet he thinks it's really funny. I just don't want people to point out and say I'm in the Illuminati or some stupid crap. It was an accident. I was just trying to point this out. People are blaming HARP, weather modification, fracking. It's none of that. Sorry. I don't know where people get these, but these are earthquake monitors. It looks pretty cool. I don't know who this guy is, but he's predicting earthquakes are increasing. The year 2000, we got 380 significant earthquakes. Earthquakes increasing around the world. When was this? Monday, July 25th, 2011. Alright, this is a little old. 5.3. Here's another one of them charts. Japan. Liquefaction occurring weeks after. Liquefaction means the ground is still moving so fast from the tremors. The ground's moving still so fast still that the soil's acting like a liquid and that it has no solid properties, so that it's sinking. That's why Japan may sink. I mean, look at this here. Alright, I already told you about that. They downplayed it again, 9.0 to an 8.9. That's a tenfold decrease. 1.8 microseconds. No, I'm sorry. Don't buy it. Alright, now here's where I'm going to start proving the solar flares tie into this. Let's write these dates down. This is the earthquake stakes, Christchurch, New Zealand. If you'll remember in 2010, the Christchurch quake. Alright, it's in September 2010. So 3 Sep 2010. Whoops. Alright. Because I got some data for you. Here's the Fukushima disaster. This was 3/11/11. 3/11. The 2010 Chile quake. When was that? 27 February 2010. Why can't I write 2010 here? Here we got the double 8.6 and 8.2 that strike the ocean floor off the coast of Sumatra. This was on April 11th, 2012. 11 April 2012. Quake swarm strikes off Washington. This is getting... Here's why I think we're going to have a quake in Alaska or California. I've seen quake swarms the last few days. There was an article about a methane gas release. I mean, if you know anyone in California, you might want to tell them. I mean, the ones I just showed you were all on the other side of the ring of fire. I think we're going to be shifting to the other side of it. So, you know what? There's all the signs. Here we go, the methane. When was this? This is from ENE News, Energy News. I can't see the date on there. Barely. Published March 4th, 2013. Officials, large release of methane. That's when the tectonic plates release pressure. Alright, here's another picture of the swarm. This is from a different day. And as you can see, this is the whole area is the ring of fire. It's all the major tectonic plates. Alright, we're getting really long here, so I gotta speed this up. Here's some more. Another day of the swarms. Another day. 15 signs that the ring of fire is waking up as we head into 2013. Alright, I don't know what this is. Just more quakes around the ring of fire. 5 strong earthquakes signal angry ring of fire. February 1st, 2013. Earth's shrinking atmosphere baffles scientists. Don't know why that's in this presentation. Alright, well, looks like we're up to the sinkholes. Florida sinkhole. Here's the sinkhole in China, January 30th. China sinkhole swallows buildings. I don't know where this one is. Alright, I'm sure anyone who's in Florida just saw this story about a man who got swallowed by a sinkhole down here. I just saw another one. Some guy was golfing and I think Carolina got swallowed by a sinkhole. I mean, I think they're caused by the magma. Magma's magnetically charged, by the way. I think that's because the magma's being shifted all over the Earth and it's forming new pockets, hollowing out all these plates under the Earth. The Earth's not hollow. You see, that's why they're all perfectly circle. It's pretty strange. The sinkholes, alright, see, a lot of these are the same. I'm getting the hell out of Florida, I'll tell you what, man. I had Father God's telling me Florida's in for some bad times, and that's for sure. Here we go. This is another NASA tool. This usually shows when solar flares are going to hit, and they always downplay them. They say, oh, it's just a glancing blow of radiation. But look at that, man. Does that big plasma jet look small or glancing to you? I don't think so. I'm sorry. Here we got the same thing, kind of, the animal spiral or something. And we're at, what do we got? The plasma density. It says we had, it's in cubic centimeters. So, I don't know when this was, but the plasma density was about 25 or something cubic centimeters. Stereo A witnessed the plasma solar wind density at 15, a little less than 15. Stereo B must have been south facing. Now the radial solar wind velocity in kilometers per second was like about elevated to almost 450. Alright, we're getting too long. I gotta stop getting distracted. Here's some more of these charts. Let me show you where this is. If you want to look these up, there's a handy iPhone app. Let me just show you. Alright. It's called the Sun Viewer. Go to the solar wind. It's a NASA one, but they got another one. I deleted it. I was out of phone memory. Then you look at the magnetic wind, and I actually got some more. I got to upload off my phone. Look at this. Look at this temperature of the plasma down here. It's well above 360. I don't know when this was updated, so. Now back to this. We got some more solar radio burst. Damn, this is going to be over an hour. Jeez. I'm sorry, people. But it's important. I hope I'm not boring you. Here's some more animal kills. More data. Now we're into the solar graphs. Look at the size of these solar flares, alright, people? Luckily, that one's not Earth facing, because that'd be bad. Look at what it says. Currently, CME solar flares are slamming our planet. When Earth directed and impacted, they not only illuminate the beautiful auroras in our northern and southern hemisphere, but they also affect our climate by causing our atmosphere to produce violent storms and chaotic weather patterns. They also heat the Earth's outer core and mantle, causing the Earth's tectonic plates to shift. Yes, they do. This causing mass earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. And okay, let's keep going. That there's the Earth. This is the size of a solar flare in comparison to the Earth, so you know that it's not a joke. It's like a giant nuclear bomb that would make Fukushima, or not Fukushima, what do you call it, World War II, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. They look like firecrackers compared to these, man, cherry bombs. That one would... Look at this here, this is the magnetic induction meter. This was from a HAARP presentation, people trying to blame HAARP. This is too long a video, man, I'll tell you what. More solar evidence. I think these are all this year. Alright, here's another person who agrees with my thing. The sun causes violent weather and the fish kills. We've been getting pounded with radiation. Look at this. I have no idea how to describe how bad that is. If that was on the other side, lights out, people. Here we got the plasma penetration, it looks like. Here that NASA's trying to downplay the solar cycle. More magnetic. Here we got just a chart of the most powerful magnetic or solar flares ever recorded. You should check this out on YouTube, this one. It's more like an X45. They said it was, wow, it blew my mind, but we're going to keep going. I think this is, they're trying to blame HAARP or the niburu magnetic induction here. That's the Japan quake. Remember, we wrote the dates down. There's, again, the size of the Earth compared to solar flares. Again, another person's figured it out. We're entering the last few moments of a solar maximum, which means the Earth's about to get magnetized with massive solar flares non-stop between now and spring 2013, which may cause much disaster. Yeah, okay. He was into the Mayan 2012 thing. That's where Niburu is. That's where it's got to end. Alright, where are we at? Okay, now here, look. These are all super solar storm warnings, just like 2012. The Mayan event had nothing to do with solar storm warnings, yet they said it did in the movie. The Mayan thing was about age of change, if anything. And it was about a black hole alignment or some mystical crap like that. I don't buy any of that. Alright, look at all these warnings. This might be what Ison is. Might be wormwood, who knows. Alright, I'm going to try and wrap this up quickly here. Alright, that's already 16 different warnings. Alright, a lot of them are repeat. I'm just noticing that. Not all of them, but a few. Now, this is the one you got to worry about. I saw one in, what do you call it? Money magazine or something about Forbes, maybe. When they start putting it in stuff bankers read and the UN, that's when you got to worry about it. Huh. They're warning of a possible mass extinction. Wonder why that could be, maybe. Yeah, somebody else figured it out too. It's not going to happen exactly like that. I'm not trying to scare anybody. We're going to try and figure it out, though. Now here's more proof of somebody else telling you the Earth's losing its magnetic shield. Last I seen it was by over 10%. Alright, come on, we gotta get going. Look at all these different articles. This one says the ship log. Losing magnetism fast. There's our buddy Alex Jones and his Baphomet, David X reptilians. Oh, here's what I'm talking about. Dolphins have this thing called an echolocator. It functions by sonar. Basically, the sun emits EMPs. It throws off their echolocator. They beach themselves. That's how that happens. Don't believe me, there's plenty of scientific evidence, and I think we're in repeats. Yes, we are. So, to wrap this up, this here, you can come to my YouTube channel. I got a special presentation. This playlist is from a month ago, 2 months ago. It's about solar earthquakes and blackout evidence. You don't want to go to that one. It's my very first playlist. I made it 1 day ago. It's the sun versus niburu. And it's basically the best niburu evidence I found versus the sun. Now, alright, I think this is the one. 392.
Well, I started the foundation a little while ago just to rescue greyhounds.
Alright, this says it's from an M3 solar flare on 3/11/11. Since these aren't my... okay, we're past an hour. You want to investigate these yourself so you can watch them all. I mean, I'm trying to get into the... Alright, we'll just watch the playlist and I'll try and get them. This is some, yeah, that's true though. Pay attention to that. Alright. One is this one. Spectacular M-class flare. Alright, he says here this occurred. An M37 solar eruption occurred off region 1164, so that must be the sunspot, late on March 7th, 2001. And then 4 days later we have that 3/11 quake. Funny how the plasma takes 3 to 4 days to arrive, so that's why, since this video is over an hour, come check this playlist out for yourself. I added all these quakes here. So that one is that one, I added that one, and they all line up. There's all a few major solar flares 2 or 3 days beforehand, and if I have to do more research, if anyone's interested, I hope this helps people. It's about all I got. I don't want to ramble on and bore anybody any further, but just come look at my channel if you want to check out these videos. And it does got niburu stuff on it. Because like I said, something is incoming. It is not the size of Jupiter. It's definitely not 4 times the size of it. If anything, it's Wormwood, which is an asteroid. And to show you I'm not biased against the sun, like I said, we'll head to my channel. We're wrapping up really quickly. Like I said, that's the playlist where it's at. Very first one. But then if you go to my uploads, I've uploaded several videos about 2 suns in the sky, chemtrails, a bunch of Illuminati stuff, how to build your skills. Look here, Red Cerise. You might want to check this out anyway, because this is down in Florida. But anyway, here you go. Come check this stuff out, people. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you need any more research. I'm going to try and do something on HARP and the Big Bang next. Alright, thank you. Take care.